Welcome back to Mohawk Motors, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jason. I've been grinding down here in the workshop. We got another update video here to show you what I've gotten done. And I'm excited. I feel like we're coming into the home stretch on this place. I may be working out here in the next week or so. Well, I figure I better catch you up on what I've been doing in the meantime. It's actually, what day is it? It's Thursday now. So you saw the most recent video on Monday. If you haven't, go check that out. And where I had gotten up to at that point. I've still been down here working and doing stuff. Monday night, Tuesday night, last night, trying to get things done, and I've made some good progress. So on my storage side, which I believe I've shown you guys before, I finally got the Trans Am in here and covered up. I still have the 2 single cab short beds and the Trailblazer in here covered up. I did some more organization. You know, I've got some spare tires over here that I have plans for. Refrigerator, some of my woodworking stuff, and just in general, have a better walkway in here to be able to come work in the workshop. You might notice there's something missing from over here on the storage side. Well, that's because I've gotten started on getting the lifts installed. This is the 10,000 pound lift. Now, I think I had mentioned in previous videos, the primary reason I got this lift was so I can lift my 2017 2500 HD Duramax truck. It's a crew cab long bed, diesel, Allison, so it's heavy. And a 9,000 pound lift is perfectly capable of lifting that truck. However, the manufacturer of most 9,000 pound lifts specifically advise against lifting diesel trucks with them. And for me wanting to have 2 lifts and wanting to be safe, it just made sense to do a 10,000 pound lift. So I've got it started on the 10,000 pound lift. These came with pretty darn good instructions on installation and setup and everything. So you can see my tape line here on the floor, my big rectangle. And that is, I actually drove my truck in here and positioned it in a way to make sure that once I have the lift set up, I'll be able to get the truck in here and get it on the lift in one shot, not do a bunch of kitty corner backing up and pulling in and 16-point turn, any of that stuff. So I'll be able to just pull in through this bay door, turn left, pull right onto the lift, get it up in the air, and do whatever it is I need to do. Once I had that figured out, that I followed the instructions and got the layout set up on the floor, I used a string line and a chalk line to get the posts positioned. This side I've already gotten shimmed, so it's exactly vertical, plumb, if you will, in both planes, front to back as well as side to side. And I've got those bolts, those anchors snugged down. This side I've got in position and the holes drilled. I just need to get it shimmed exactly perpendicular in both planes. And then I'll get the anchors put in and get it snugged down. And that's the most complex part. I did have the forethought and remember that this lift can be set up at 2 heights. It's adjustable based on these extensions up here. And I had to get the extensions on the posts before I stood them up. So thought ahead, thought through the process, and made sure I had that ready to go. Because if you can tell, there's not a lot of space between the top of the lift and the ceiling. By my measurements, my cross beam at the top will be touching the bottom of the ribs in the steel ceiling. So I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna follow the instructions and do what they say and try to finish getting this thing set up before I have to go in for dinner. Oh, and you may have noticed in some of my previous videos, there was daylight shining through under these bay doors. I was able to find replacement seals. These don't use a standard garage door seal. These are a special proprietary seal. I can't remember the brand, ThermoGuard or something like that. I had to order the seals from a commercial door installer thing, people, because you can't just go on Google and buy them. But I did get those done. Happy about that. That should help keep the weather out and the warm in. And just coming along. It's a bit of a mess and disarray in here right now, but sometimes you got to make a mess to get progress done. So I'm going to keep going. I'll bring you guys back in a little while. Well, everybody, it's about 12:30 a.m. I just got rolling and was making good progress, and next thing you know, it's after midnight. But I've hit a stopping point. I need to get some stuff to be able to continue. But here's where I'm at. I've got it pretty much set. I need to get hydraulic oil for it, and then I need to get it wired up. But I've realized I need to get into the attic to do the wiring, and I don't have a ladder tall enough to be able to do that. So I think realistically, if I'm gonna need to ever have access to that space, I need a ladder that's tall enough. So I think I'm gonna have to get myself a 12-foot ladder, and I think I'm gonna have to get one or two little wiring pieces to be able to get this thing wired in. It's really not complicated. I've just got, 2 hots and a ground, because this is a 220 volt motor. And then all I gotta do is get my little safety bar hooked in, and like I said, fill it with hydraulic oil, and then it should work. So I have to try to make a trip to the store tomorrow, get those little bits of things that I need, and then hopefully tomorrow evening we'll be able to move this thing up and down a few times and make sure that I didn't mess up the assembly. I do want to show you. So I think I had mentioned that I thought my overhead clearance was going to be very, very close. According to the website, like the maximum height for this thing was like, I think it was exactly 12 feet, which when I measured to the bottom of my trusses, I think I had like 11 feet, 11 inches. So I knew I was going to be within about an inch. And what I found is the release cable for the safety latches is actually the highest point of this whole thing. And I was able to, can you see how close I am up there? And I actually would not have had enough space. This cable was hitting the roof, but what I did was, it uses 2 bolts to mount, so I just moved it down a hole and drilled, which gives me enough clearance on the top that it's not dragging on the lift, then it's not hitting the ceiling. It's literally threading the needle between the lift and the ceiling steel there. And that got me going. I've got about a 1/2 inch of clearance between the very top crossover bar and the ribs of the ceiling steel. So she's tight, but she fit. Aside from that, I didn't have to make any modifications to this thing. I think it looks great. I mean, almost like it was built for this space. It's so close to the ceiling up there. I am excited to get the rest of my good LED lights. You can see the one incandescent bulb I had already burnt out. So, good progress. Man, it's exciting to see that thing all set up like it is. I can't wait to actually get it wired in and raise and lower it tomorrow. So, I'll see you guys then. All right, everybody. It's Friday evening now. It's just after 7. We just got done getting the kids to bed. And I came down. I'm ready to test this lift. I was able to sneak out for a little over an hour after Meg got done work. So I got my wire run for power. I decided instead of running a piece of conduit up the side of the lift, I just got some shielded cable, some armor cable to use. And then the leads they left out of here were way short. So I was able to just add another box right here on the side, pretty compact. I've got my hydraulic fluid filled up. So I'm gonna flip the breaker and see if it makes noise to start, and then see if it lifts after that. Okay, I think I've got the right breaker flipped. Let's see. Oh, we're making noise. And I can see it's drawing hydraulic fluid. So keep in mind, this thing has got to draw enough fluid out of the reservoir to fill all of these. All right, well, my battery died. But, as I was saying, it's working. I can see it drawing fluid out of the reservoir. I've got to move enough fluid to fill all of these hydraulic lines and the hydraulic cylinders. So I imagine I'm probably going to have to add a bit of fluid to actually get these lifted off. But we'll see. Here we go. I can see one cylinder moving. Both cylinders moving. So I will have to get this lifted and then lowered all the way down. And then there are bleeders on the top of the cylinders for me to get all the air out of the system. Okay. A lot of hydraulic oil. I gotta add some oil. Good thing I got a whole 5-gallon bucket full. Let's see where that gets us to. Alright, both cylinders are getting pretty close to actually contacting the carriage. I'm worried the problem I might have here is air trapped in the system. Oh, there we go. All right, they lifted. They lifted some more. All right, now I should be able to pull my releases and lower it down. I think I'm going to need to get some more weight on the carriages. Let's see here. What heavy stuff do I have hanging around here? Well, team, the lift is fully functional. She's dialed. I had to make a small adjustment on my safety latch release cable over here on the other side. But I got that all sorted out. And then I got all the air bled out through the air bleeds on the top of the cylinders. I run it up and down a few times. I went around and retorqued all the anchor bolts on the floor. And then ran it up and down a few more times. And it is working excellent. I am super excited. Tomorrow, it's almost 10 o'clock, it's like 9:30, 9:40, and I don't feel like shuffling a bunch of vehicles around right now to do it. But I think tomorrow, I'm gonna bring a vehicle in here and go ahead and lift it on the hoist, just to Honestly, probably just to take a thumbnail picture. But I am gonna get it in here and get one up on the lift tomorrow, just to verify that it functions and lifts some weight the way it's supposed to. And then I'll do one more final check of the equalizer cables, the latch releases, and I'll probably bleed the air out one more time just to make sure that it's 100% ready for service. And that'll be it. And then I'll clean up my giant mess over here, and then we'll get started on the 9,000 pound lift. I'm hoping that one should go a bit faster. One, it's shorter. Its maximum overhead clearance should leave like 2 or 3 inches overhead space, as well as it's only a 9,000 pound lift, so it's just a little bit simpler than the 10,000 pound. So I'm super pumped, guys. Like, there was a time that for most of my life, I never thought I would have my own workshop with my own lift. And not only am I gonna have one, I'll have 2. So, pretty awesome. I'm pretty pumped. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, everybody, it's Saturday morning, and I've got the Astblazer in here. I'm gonna get it lifted up, test this baby out. It should go smoothly. I can't foresee any issues or anything like that. The lift pads, actually it's not really the lift pads so much as the running boards, will contact the arms on this one. So that verifies for me that the 9,000 pound lift was a good decision, because the 9,000 pound lift has low profile arms on it. So I should be able to drive this right into the 9,000 pound lift and lift it up. And worst case, if I have to, I can jack it up and get it up on the 10,000 pound lift. But yeah, let's get this thing up in the air. Woo! Do the old, oh, that's solid. That's not going anywhere. Into the front. Oh, that thing's not going anywhere. Alright, that's getting close. I do have the You're Too High safety switch all hooked up and functioning too, so if I bump into that, it will stop the lift. I don't think I'm going to hit my light bulb up there. Oh, there she is, max height, all the way up. Put it down on the locks. There you go, she's sitting on the locks, all the way up. Hey, hey! Amazing! Oh, I can stand under here and do things. I don't have to lay on the ground to change oil. Ah! Amazing! Woohoo! Oh, so awesome. I am so pumped. Yes! Man, and I could even, if I needed to in the future, park a car underneath of here also. Free up some additional space outside. Yes! Just all drop down, sitting on the locks. Didn't hit anything up high. Yes! Should we let it down and go back up again? Let's do it. I'm sure some of you are watching this and you're like, this dude is way too excited about a lift. But you gotta consider the perspective here. Like, I'm almost 40 years old. For my entire life, I've never thought I would be able to have a workshop of this size and scale. I definitely never thought I would be able to have my very own lift, let alone 2 of them. Not to mention, on top of that fact, that I installed this lift by myself. I've done all the wiring in here, with the exception of the little bit that I had the electricians come for initially, by myself. Like, this is really huge for me, both in learning and accomplishing and doing things, but also for having a workspace and tools that I never thought I would have. So this is awesome. Ooh, well team, I've got the 9,000 pound lift unpacked. It's just kind of sitting in the general area of where I'm gonna put it. I gotta tell you, it's a project just to get these things unpacked. That took me the better part of the morning. I also did some tidying up. I still have some more tidying up to do. I need to find another box to shove all this cardboard and burnable stuff in. But that's it for today. That's it. I'm out of time. I might come back out this evening. We'll see. But next time I'm out here, I'll bring you back. Hopefully we'll make some more progress. All right, everybody. What day is it now? It's Sunday. It's about the middle of the day. I've been down here working this morning. We got some snow yesterday. I had to do the plowing and stuff this morning, use the tractor. But then I came down and got started on this lift. And this one's going much faster than the other one. I've got a good feel of how this whole process goes now. So I've got it located. I've got it, I think you can tell through the camera, but it's centered up with this door. So pull straight in, straight onto the lift. I've got it offset back far enough from the front wall that, you know, there'll be room to walk around in front or behind a vehicle when you have it up on the lift. The anchor bolts are in and torqued. Everything's all bolted together in the main structure. But I'm out of time for now. So I'll probably come down this evening and get the equalization cables, the hydraulic lines, the power unit, get all of that stuff put where it needs to be put. I did decide on this lift to mount the power unit on the driver's side. The primary reason being, I don't know, it seemed kind of odd to me to put the power unit over here on this side, all the way at the far end of the workshop. And the lift will work either way. So I decided to mount it with the power unit on this side. I'll be able to raise and lower from here. It just made more sense to me that way. So, like I said, it's going smoothly, and I'll probably be back out this evening to try to get it finished up, and I'll bring you guys back then. Ta-da! Guys, the 9,000 pound lift installation is complete. I finished it up a little bit ago, and in tidying up, I wanted to get that truck out of this space, get it up on the lift, because that's going to be the first thing I work on this lift, is getting a transmission built and getting it replaced in that thing so I can get it back on the road. But look around this space. What a difference from, geez, two and a half months ago. It feels like it's been so much longer that I've been working on this thing, but 2.5 months in the grand scheme of things really isn't that long. And we've made a huge difference out here. I mean, I never imagined I'd have a workshop like this. And having that lift up now, that means the major construction is complete. All that's left to do out here is finish moving in, get my furniture, get the rest of my tools unpacked. I have a new getting a new desk, new to me. And I gotta get all my other stuff unpacked, but the major construction, the big projects are done. and we can start working on vehicles again. Like I said, get moved in as time permits. I've already done a little, I got some of my license plates up. I got some of my decorations up over there. But can really start to get moved in, get settled in, and get to work on some projects out here. And I'm super excited for it. So thanks a lot for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. This isn't the end of the Dream Workshop build series. Like I said, there's still stuff to do, but no more major construction or big projects or things like that. And I'll share all of it with you as we go. And I guess that's it. Till the next video, everybody. Take care.